Hello and welcome to today's session on Daily Current Affairs with Sathya sir. This is me Sathya from IQ Ideas and I bring you important current affairs updates and news from a leading daily newspaper, great articles to improve your reading comprehension and of course point out words of vocabulary to enhance your English. Today is the 29th of August 2025 and without further ado let's jump into the news headlines for today. So, as I open the newspaper, the very first thing is what the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said, and that is protect livelihoods. The government is with you. Costs related to the tariffs put by the US government on exports from India. So, amid worries over the impact of the 50% US tariffs, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Thursday assured exporters that the government will extend comprehensive support and urge them to protect their livelihoods among global headwinds. This is after the finance minister held the interministerial meeting, which included commerce, textiles, MSMEs, chemicals, and fertilizers to discuss the support measures. But as a fallout of the tariffs, the Sensex fell by over 700 points, which meant the investors were left poorer by 9.7 lakh crore rupees in 2 days of sharp fall. Of course, the other news says that India did gain around $2.5 billion a year by buying Russian crude, which was something which the foreign broking major CLSA said, while the US Treasury Secretary have put this figure to $16 billion. Now, with uncertainties on India US trade policies continuing, it poses a downside risk, is what the RBI said, while it still retained a 6.5% growth estimate. So, pretty strong news about the tariffs affecting the Indian economy. Let us see whether things get resolved, how bad or otherwise it's going to affect Indian exporters and, of course, manufacturers at the end. We also have uh, a news related to the same, where Trump's trade advisor called the Ukraine conflict as Modi's war over Russian oil buys. Pretty strong statements to make. Of course, in other news related to Trump, the proposed US student visa rule caps the tenure at 4 years and it bars switching off courses, which is pretty concerning for students from India going abroad, especially the United States, to study. Of course, we have a statement from Mohan Bhagwat who says, never said that I or someone else should retire at 75 years. Now, this might seem out of the blue, but this is keeping in mind that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to celebrate his 75th birthday in a very short time. And of course, there were speculations on whether he will be continuing over the age of 75. For which Mohan Bhagwat said that he scotched these speculations about him wanting Sangh Parivar netas, including those in BJP, to quit their posts after they turn 75. He said I never said I will retire or someone else should retire. This is keeping in mind that the Prime Minister will be turning 75 on September 11, and Mohan Bhagwat would be turning 75 on September 11th, and Prime Minister Modi on the 17th. So this is just a statement made by him, although there have been speculations about this particular age limit. It's not a legal limit per se, it's just something which the organization believes in. So it remains to be seen what will happen. Other than that, we don't have much news. So we move on. The city pages are only with local news. We move ahead to the state news, which doesn't seem to be any better. And then we come to the nation pages and see if we have some interesting news. Of course, news from India and Canada on the diplomatic front. So, after the Modi Carney meeting, India and Canada have appointed new envoys. So let's see. So after an ugly diplomatic spat over the killing of a Khalistan separatist that saw bilateral ties hit rock bottom last year, India and Canada took a significant step forwards on Thursday to normalize the relationship as they announced appointments of high commissioners in each other's capital. This followed the agreement in June when Prime Minister Narendra Modi met his counterpart Mark Carney to take calibrated and constructive steps to stabilize ties. Great. Now, there's a statement by Prime Minister Modi in regarding the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting. So he says we are looking forward to meeting Putin and Xi at the SCO meet. Great. Moving ahead to the next pages, the nation page does not have any significant news per se. On the next nation page, we have an article on how India built safety net for the skies. Yesterday, we saw news about the thing similar to the Iron Dome, the protective shield for by the Indian defense. So this article reads, Operation Sindoor showed the importance of an integrated air defense shield that can shoot down missiles and drones. An indigenous system has now shown it can tackle whatever is thrown at it. That is pretty good news. Next, we have the business page with things related to economy, where the center is looking for rollback of 50% additional duty by the US. The government is eyeing exports beyond the US. The Sensex, of course, slumped by about 1.5 thousand points in about 2 days. And the RBI says that the tariffs do pose risks, but growth is on track. We quickly go to the middle page with interesting articles to read. We have an article by Amber Habib, who is a professor of mathematics at the Shiv Nadar University, and his personal views on UGC. Please do the math. Now, new undergraduate curriculum on mathematics is neither up to date with advances in subject, nor does it do justice to the serious mathematics of ancient India. So, for education related information and for math fans, this is going to be an interesting article to read. Below that, we have an article by Arnab Ray, the bullet points that explain America. Yes, school shootings like the one in Minneapolis are frequent in US. No, there won't be any control on gun ownership because deep down American society can't accept the obvious solution. Gun ownership and mass shootings have always been a matter of grave concern in the US, a thing for which they have been trolled a lot. Arnab Ray's article seems to be an insight into why we won't be seeing any reduction in gun ownership. On the left, the three articles, we have Mountain Dews, a brief reminder of India's civilizational debt to Himalayas and the need to once again show gratitude. We have a column of Bihar's migrants. They are at the center of high decibel electoral sparring. But what does Bihar have to offer them? And of course, a column by Sukumar Sundaran, The Beat of Faith, The Pause of Silence. We have a special page on something related to students with the title, We Are All Struggling But Nobody's Saying Out Loud. What is it? Students are burning out under relentless pressure. Teachers are buckling under demands to be everything at once. Mentor, performer, punching bag. They all feel overwhelmed, but few admit it. These voices are from both sides of the classroom, some of what campus life really feels like today. Okay, so we have two opinions. One is the student's take, one is the teacher's take. And we have an insight of what the Supreme Court wants every campus to do. That is, help students before they break down, make it okay to ask for help, build campuses that feel safe and humane, talk to parents. On the sports page, we have an update of PV Sindhu with she tames second-seeded Chinese to enter the quarters. Dhruv Tanisha pair also make last 8 stage. This is the World Badminton news. Pragnananda qualifies for the Grand Chess Tour finale, and of course other interest pieces. And that pretty much brings us to an end of a sparse news cycle. Nothing new, just updates on things which have been happening for quite some time, and That is, of course, the biggest thing being that tariffs imposed by US on India and India's response to that. The appointment of new envoys between India and Canada, and of course Mohan Bhagwat's statement, and much remains to be seen in what will happen in the upcoming month next. So a very brief session for today, but if you liked it, do hit that like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, leave your comments below. This is me, Sathya, signing off for today. Wish you all the very best and have a good day.